Welcome back to the Legacymakers podcast. This is the Integrated Dad podcast series, episode number 3. We are excited for this episode because we will be taking vision for an area of our life and turning it into reality using the powerful tool of integrity. Make sure to listen in and start dreaming with us the vision of what your life could look like, and listen as we help you turn it into reality. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast to spread the word about the Legacymakers movement. Enjoy the show. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in for episode 3. Man, this has been such an incredible conversation about integrity and just so helpful for my own life and insight, man. I hope it's been encouraging for everybody who's listening. Today is I'm really just excited because we're going to take all of the information from episode number 1 from what is integrity, what does it look like, what does it not look like, what does it look like we're not living in integrity, to episode 2, which is, what's like how can we start practicing integrity and building a life of integrity, intentionally, and and how all of those things relate to our legacy and building a powerful legacy. To now actually really tangibly looking at, okay, we have the knowledge, we have the know-how. So what does it look like? What's the step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of how can I actually create this and build, integrity and the life that we envision. So that's kind of where we're going with this episode. And like I said, our encouragement for everybody who's listening is to work this out yourself. As you're listening, start thinking about ways that you might want to start practicing integrity. Start thinking about a vision for your life as a parent, as a dad, as a mom, with your family, with your kids, with your marriage, or in work, and start thinking about what kind of vision, what kind of life does that look? What kind of life do you want? So that's where we're going to go, and I think it's going to be really, really helpful. We're actually going to have a little exercise. So get ready in about a little while. We're going to do a little exercise where you guys can hear in and listen in, what it will look like to do this in community and specifically with a coach, because it's really helpful to have that. So why don't we just go ahead and dive in right here? When we're thinking about the steps of using integrity to build a vision, where do we go? How does that look? Where do we start?
Yeah, that's so good. I think it's helpful just to, if you didn't listen to episode 1 or 2, this idea that we're talking about of integrity is this. It's what does it take for something to be whole and complete? And so a person is whole and complete when their word is whole and complete. So what they say they're going to do, it actually happens. Or if it doesn't happen, then you tend to your word and you actually let the appropriate parties know, hey, I can't keep my word. I want to keep my trust high, right? So those are that's what integrity is, some of the tools that we talked about in the first 2 episodes. And so today we really want to just drop this into someone's life. And so we've talked about the steps of how to use integrity, and there's lots of different ways to use integrity, but we're going to just sort of make it simple for this conversation. And the first place that oftentimes people use this tool of integrity is for something that they want, okay? Which is another way of saying vision.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we're working with clients or if we're just having a conversation, we want to, one of our definitions of a vision is a snapshot of the future that produces passion and energy, okay? So when you're thinking about, gosh, if I'm going to apply this integrity, might as well have it apply to something that you're really excited about, that you want to go create. Mm-hmm. So it could be a work target. It could be redefining your marriage. It could be having a different relationship with one of your kids.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a challenge you might have with one of your kids and you're just gosh, I really just want to reimagine what this could look like with one of my kids, right? So vision is often the place where this conversation starts, where it's just what do you want, right? And then later we can start, once we get a clear picture of that and you're just bing, that's amazing, that produces thrill, that gets me excited, then we can start moving to, well, how the heck are you going to do this?
Yeah.
Like oftentimes it's things you've never done before, right? Like, hey, I've never done this before. So like, how would I go do this? And we start kind of drafting that on the wall. Like, what are some strategies or ways I could do this? And that's when we start moving into action, which is just like, whoa. And we start getting to really use that tool of integrity to start moving the dial. And then we get to start seeing, like, does it work? Like, are we getting
exciting.
Results? Are we not, right? How can we course correct?
Yeah.
And so we want to create a scenario where we can actually watch all those tools at play.
Yeah. And again, kind of back to the previous episodes, you know, it's about building integrity. It's about building a life of integrity. And like you said, it's turning the dial up in, you know, whatever area you might be focusing on, and becoming, you know, a person of your word, and leveraging integrity to have that power and peace of mind. Right?
Yeah. For the sake of your vision, for the sake of your purpose, for the sake of your legacy, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, that's powerful.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. So let's do that. I mean, I have, well, first of all, is there anything else you might want to add as it relates to coming in and talking about the steps? Because we have vision and then strategy and then
commitments, and then like some sort of like data or review of like, hey, is this working? And then like course correction, like how do we recourse?
Okay. I love it. So let's do it. Sound good?
Yep. Let's do it.
We're gonna do a little activity here, and we were talking about it before this episode, but I'm gonna actually change it up a little bit. I have Megan and I, my wife and I have you know, we've been pretty good. We have a very strong and healthy marriage, but you know, if I can be honest and a little bit transparent, it's easy for Megan and I to get into conversations about logistics, about planning, about, you know, things that, you know, have to do a lot with, you know, something else other than our marriage. And we really, you know, believe that our marriage is very, very important, and it really is the bedrock of our family. And so we have to have a strong foundational marriage. But we've never really built a vision around our marriage. And I mean, besides, you know, the basics, but we never really built a vision. We started kind of working on it, and we've kind of got some words to kind of describe, but we don't really have it set yet. And I thought it would be cool actually to maybe take this time, and maybe you guys, as you know, in your, you know, expert fields of, you know, being a coach, maybe help me kind of flush out a little bit more clearly what the vision looks like for my marriage. So, and again, we're taking all of these tools that we've learned, all the information, and then applying integrity. So the words that we've come up with for our marriage.
Can I say one thing before you jump in?
Oh, yeah.
I think you made this invitation earlier, but like, this is just a great opportunity for you to just pause in this moment and think of something that you really want, a vision that thrills you, a vision that creates passion and energy. Grab one thing. It could be in any category of your life, and play along with Ben, because Ben's graciously jumping on the hot seat here. He's about to get vulnerable. He's about to open up, right, and kind of show you some of the inner workings of what he longs for in his marriage. Yeah. And so just take a second, even just hit pause for a second, and just write down something that you long for. Yeah. Maybe it's a different relationship with your kid or your wife, whatever it is. Like, let's play along with us.
Yeah. So if you're listening, play along. Okay, this is going to be a good practice for you to hear. So let's do this. So here's the words that we've kind of come up with for our marriage: vibrant, free, joyful, security, thoughtful, comfort, restful, adventure, excitement, and purposed. So that's kind of like beautiful. The descriptions and the descriptive words that we have kind of identified for what we want our marriage to be described as, I guess. And we've kind of broken it down, but nothing is, you know, real clear. And I would say we haven't really found the strategy or the commitments to really start practicing integrity in in our area, in the area of marriage.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And before we even start using the tool of integrity, it's helpful to know, like, what do we want to put integrity towards, right?
Yeah.
So this is the part of the conversation where we start getting clear on like, well, what is the vision? Like, what is it that Ben wants to create? So I'm curious. And here's the thing. Like CJ might take this conversation in a completely different track. Like in every coaching conversation can go in multiple different ways. So I might go down a track. CJ might be curious about something. We'll see how this goes. But like it's important to know that there's no like right way to like sort through this. It's just somebody literally holding a space for clarity to come out of you. Okay.
I love that.
So the question that's like coming up for me is like, you listed like 10 or so like really powerful words, and I bet we could create a vision for actually each one of those words if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm really curious, like, is there one word on there that really pops off the page for you that like is thrilling and exciting for you specifically?
Great question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I guess the way that I'm filtering it out is like, where do I feel like we're a little bit maybe more ahead of the game versus where we're not? So the words that are coming to mind is thoughtful and free. I feel like those two are a little bit maybe lacking, but they also really excite me because I could see a lot of benefit coming from those two. But maybe you want me to pick one?
Yeah, just I think for the sake of our time today, like,
okay,
yeah, grab one.
Let's pick free.
Okay, sweet.
Make it hard for you guys.
I love it. No, let's bring it, man. That's awesome. You're the one that gets to do the heavy lifting, not me.
And so as we're continuing the clarity conversation, what does free look like for you? Like if I'm watching you in a TV show, or I'm watching you in a fishbowl, like how do I know Ben is free? What does that look like?
How does it look? Dang, man. Okay. My the way that I see free is, okay, this is just what I'm visualizing. Okay, this is just the first thing that came to mind. Dancing. Dancing. And I don't know why it came to mind, but it just seems like that's a pretty free thing. We like to dance. Megan and I like to dance. We don't do it as much as we want to do. We have this goal in our heads every time we go to a wedding is to be on the cover of the wedding album from our dancing.
Who was that couple?
Yeah, exactly. I kid you not. We've done it like pretty often, actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
We do really love it. Sorry.
And can I pause right there?
Yeah.
That to me immediately speaks to like, it sounds like a latent vision or a commitment that you want to make that like isn't clear. Like, oh, we want to dance more.
Yeah.
We want to dance at weddings.
Yeah.
So right there, like, I'll prod and say like, okay, what's a commitment you can make to start dancing more? Do you want to take classes? For how long? How often? How many times per week?
Dang.
And one thing that I learned from a partner coach, I love this saying, is like, we say a broken commitment. And by the way, this is not a broken commitment, but let's pretend you broke a commitment to dance, or to dance one time per week, or to go to a dancing class with your wife. Yeah. If that commitment was a cry for help, what might it be a cry for help for?
Ooh, man, that's a good question. Whew. Wow, that's deep. Holy moly. So first thing coming to mind with that question is, I think just like freedom to, See, this is where it gets hard, because I think free for me a lot of times, like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Enneagram. I'm a type 7. And so, a lot of times freedom is very much, one of my higher values, but it has to do with time away from my kids. So yeah, that I think is probably, to answer your question, that's the cry out.
Yeah,
but I don't want to. That doesn't sound good.
Well, and that's a beautiful thing to notice is like, hey, a longing for freedom individually might be different than a longing for freedom as the family, or a longing for freedom with Meg, right? Like there could be almost like 3 different domains that we could explore freedom.
Interesting.
What domain, like, let's just say out of those 3, would you love to explore freedom in?
Wait, say them again. What'd you say?
Like freedom in yourself, freedom with kids or freedom with your wife?
Oh,
and
okay.
that's kind of a suggestive question. Like there's only 3, but like I think what we're looking for is like some clarity around like where do you long to experience freedom the most?
I think with Meg in my marriage for sure.
Yeah,
the dancing side of things.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So what we're doing in this moment, just to peel back the curtains, is it's almost like if you could see like a funnel. Like a lot of vision starts really vague at the top of that funnel, and
Seriously.
and that's not a bad thing, right? Like, make America great again or whatever. That's a great vague statement that like captures a lot of people. Like campaign slogans are often awesome, like vague visions, right? Like, but like, so if we push that thing down the funnel a bit, because it's like, how am I going to take action on more freedom with Meg? There's a little bit of paralysis there, right? So it's like, well, let's get curious. Let's push this thing down the funnel a bit. Like, you said dancing is one like image that comes to mind when you and Meg are free. Are there any other like images or ways in which you would define freedom with Meg?
I think freedom of schedule, freedom of just like flexibility, like spontaneity, that kind of thing. And I think freedom and spontaneity in like the bedroom even too, and around, we have a very short window, and so it'd be nice to not have to like have it be that. But
so it's almost like I'm longing for this bit more of expansiveness, more spontaneity, more freedom to just breathe and be
just to
in
have
that space
fun,
with her,
just to have fun and enjoy and live it up.
I love that. So I start thinking like, okay, like specifically, like if we were to even take it down even more, the funnel to the bottom of the funnel, like how often do you want to experience this freedom with Meg?
Dang, good question. I think weekly would be a great target, a great goal. I don't think we're there, but I think we could be. I feel like that's pretty attainable.
Ooh, love that.
And that's a real fun thing. Like, oh, that's pretty attainable. And,
crap,
like,
that's adorable.
Yeah, I can see Seth smiling over there too.
But maybe not.
Is this vision something that is igniting passion? Is that like when you say that? If I were to lean into like your energy, it's like I don't think that that's really thrilling for you. That sounds like it'd be cool, like it'd be fine, it'd be nice. But is it thrilling? Is it exciting passion? And if not, then then I think like what's the conversation for? Let's lean into something that is truly something that is outside what you think is possible.
Daily freedom in marriage. Wow. That'd be off the charts. Incredible.
So if you could experience that feeling of freedom with her daily, and you're like, babe, we just had a freedom moment, and you like give a high five or whatever, and you're just like, dude, we are living into our vision here right now. I just experienced so much freedom with you. Like that would be thrilling.
Oh yeah.
Well, what would that change? Like tell me, like, let's just say like tomorrow that was it, like, and you had like a month of that, like, tell me what that would do.
Wait, what do you mean? Like what?
Like, let's imagine you have the freedom every single day. Like you're just like, we have it, and we're experiencing it every single day. It's clicking, and like you had a month of that. Like, what do you think that would create in your marriage? Like, what would that do?
Well, I mean, I would say deep, way more connected, way more like in tune.
What does that mean?
Just like in tune with each other, in tune with our needs, in tune with like what do we want. And I mean, I would say it would even give me personally like more satisfaction in like my even performance as a husband, and my energy around like my marriage would be way up. I think way more stoked, way more excited, way more like pumped just to be married. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Wow. So like the thrill is almost tied with this, like, it sounds like even like a success as a husband, or even just like a knowing of her, like in that you would just the overall experience of actually doing life with this person would be way more increased
for sure.
Okay. Gosh, that's so good. So my mind starts thinking like, okay, so we're starting to like, and for those of you that aren't in this room, like what's really beautiful, this is like one of my favorite parts about the vision process, is like, you'll actually see somebody's eyes like drift up. Yeah. Like I was watching you and your eyes like actually drift up, and what you're doing, what I make up you're doing, and what I'm making up with you is almost like our chairs are turning side by side, and we're kind of looking up and like drawing on this whiteboard. Like the creative part of your brain is actually working.
Wow.
Okay. And you're imagining what a future could look like with you and Meg having these free connective moments like once a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful to watch because you're becoming that small C creator that we talked about. Yeah. Where you're actually just like drawing it and like maybe even co-conspiring with the Lord. Like, what could this look like? You know, like, anyway, that's just like a side thing that I love about vision.
Love that. That's awesome.
Can I add one quick thing there, Seth? Because that's so beautiful. And then I'll throw it back to you. Is it's similar to like, imagine the very first time you like saw grass or something. Like imagine you had never seen grass in your entire life, and then you saw it, and all of a sudden you're like, this a beautiful, amazing like thing I'm experiencing as, I don't know, creating joy. And then let's say after that moment, you have a front yard that has grass, you tend to overlook it at some point. And so the same thing comes about when we are imagining vision or are talking about creating our life. It's like everything becomes just very tedious at some point, and it becomes a natural habitual thing that we tend to do. Yeah. And so what we do is like what Seth is speaking to is like we are reimagining or like recreating from nothing a future that you didn't know existed. And we're just painting a picture. We're playing, like we're having fun. Like, hey, nothing that we're saying here has to be truth, but let's like play a little and see what comes out. And then we can talk about the commitments to get there. But right now it's just like playing.
Yeah. I love that.
And I love the way that you're asking these questions too. I think that's helpful. Having that person there to, you know, kind of flesh out some of those questions. That's really good.
Yeah. And I would say we don't have conversations like this. Like if you go to coffee with somebody, you're not holding a space for someone to talk about their vision for their marriage. How do I want to grow in my marriage? Like we don't typically have these conversations, right? Yeah. And imagine if we did. Like imagine what you could create at a coffee shop if you stopped listening and agreeing with everyone's like complaints and all the things, and you're like, call that friendship, and you're like, hey, I want to advocate for you. Like, tell me what would be incredible for you and Meg. Like, let's start dreaming. Let's put our chairs together side by side and start drawing this thing on the wall of like what it could look like. Yeah. To me, that's a beautiful picture of friendship, of advocacy, of like moving somebody onwards and upwards, like in their journey of growth.
Like if someone asked you, and your first answer was like, have freedom once per week. And most of the times how relationships typically go is that guy's like, perfect, sounds awesome. I'll talk to you later. Like, let me know how that goes. Yeah, and here's Seth holding like a powerful space to say like, well, what about once per day? And who knows, maybe you could push it down even further and you get to like all the time, you know, that would be thrilling. But the point is like, imagine landing on once per week, what you could be missing out on if you actually got a little bit more specific about once per day.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So this is good. I'm excited.
This is really good.
So I want to just take you down to that tip, right? Like the tip of that funnel. And if we're playing with once a day, you experience this freedom with her. I'd love you to just give me like a menu of like, like how, like specifically, and you're not committed to any of this. This is just us throwing stuff on the wall, right? Like, what are some of the ways, what are some of the specific ways that you could see yourself creating this moment of freedom with her? And this is a little bit challenging because she's not in the room, like to maybe agree with it, but like,
she'll be like, what? Why'd you say that?
Like, you know her the best, right? Like, so take your best shot at like, gosh, this is what I believe would create like a daily dose of that freedom that you're longing for with her. What would that look like?
I think going on a walk every day, sitting outside in the evenings after the kids go to bed every day, sex every day. I think just like I mean, even just like good conversations, maybe like even kind of playing around in the kitchen together, like cooking together. I think for the kids, and maybe sharing more of that. I don't know. I maybe there's even like this element of like the togetherness, the teamwork feel too, unity.
And I want to invite you to, like, if you could wave a magic wand, like, let's say there's no limits on anything, like, and you're just like, Seth, it would be this. Like, if I could have this amount of time with her, maybe at a certain time of day, or like whatever it is, like, what is it?
I think, which is really hard because she's a night owl and I'm a early bird. But like a good, like before the kids wake up, like an awesome just morning walk. Just like talking about maybe a Bible verse. I mean, even in the evening too, I think. For some reason that just like stands out to me.
Like if you had
it just seems really special, but also like just freeing, can just kind of release everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So if you had a space to like have a piece of scripture that you guys are just kind of get to riff and jazz on.
Yeah.
And like maybe have a tea or a coffee or something, and it's just this like free space to just enjoy her mind and enjoy the word of the Lord, like, and just
nature.
That. Yeah. That's beautiful, man. Like that, does it, like, I want to check in with you. Like, where's the energy level on that? Like, one being like, I'm barely off the couch, and 10's like I'm on fire right now.
10. I would be there. I'm there.
Yeah. Just to have that with her. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So what's fun about this is like, hey, up until now, that hasn't happened. It's not happening.
Yeah.
We've never been there before. Right. Like, but, I'm curious, like, this is kind of where we move from vision to strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a clear vision. The vision is I want to spend, well, actually, how much time? That's the one thing I'm actually unclear of as well. Like, give yourself some clarity there. Like, time with her in nature. We got some scripture in there.
An hour.
A
minimum.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Like,
which
does that thrill you? Like having an hour with her?
Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I don't know if that's going to happen.
It feels impossible.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's a lot. What would be incredible is just every single day, every moment of every day, all that.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I think that's a little bit of a fairy tale though.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. But it sounds like based on current reality in the season of life you're in, like there's kids, there's responsibilities, right? So
True.
It's like you're not
current reality. Yeah.
You're not newlyweds. So
yeah.
If we're bringing that in, so okay. So this is awesome. So the vision is like 10 out of 10. Like this would be so thrilling to me is to have an hour with her a day. Outside. Yeah. Love that. Okay. So, any questions you have, Siege, or?
I make up you have a vision for where you're going, so I was just going to say maybe a break your brain, but it seems like you got an idea.
Oh boy,
another podcast there.
Oh jeez.
Okay, so in my mind, it's like, hey, we can move from vision to strategy at this point, where it's like, okay, we've got the vision. This is what's tasty. This is what would be incredible and thrilling every day, an hour. How, like, let's move to strategy. Like, what are some ways that you could actually make this thing happen?
Probably, like, be home on time.
Okay.
Help with dinner a little bit more. So it's like, maybe time is more efficient.
And one quick plug, are you clear on what on time is? Like, be home on time? Are you clear?
Well, I'm clear on what it takes to I feel like I'm clear on what it takes to put the kids to bed. Like if we were to do it in the evening, I'm clear on what it would take to make that happen. So if we want to put the kids to bed by 7:30, 7:45, we need to have dinner eaten by 6:45 at the latest. So dinner needs to be...
When would it be incredible to be done with dinner?
Incredible to be done with dinner?
Yeah.
6.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. Be done with dinner at 6. That means we got to start making it.
And just no, I don't know if this was happening for you, but just like a quick, like, pull back the curtains. But like when I asked what would be incredible, I keep inviting you back into your creator, your dream, the thing that would thrill you. Yeah. Whereas what this man,
that's good.
If I'm putting words in your head, what I think might be happening in that moment is like you're going back to the default of like when we normally get dinner done, right? Which is like maybe 6:45 or 7 or 7:15, right? And you're kind of designing the future from the past.
Wow, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you can almost feel the energy drop out of the room.
Yeah, you can.
Like when
interesting.
Someone's crafting a vision that's not, and maybe that's what you were picking up on, CJ, is like break his brain. Like what else is in this guy, right? And
and see, like I'll make one little tidbit about that. It's like typically the first thing that you say, when we ask, like when Seth asks, wave a magic wand and tell me what happens, the first thing that you say typically are things that you have at one point or another thought of to some extent. Like you maybe have been thinking about going on a walk for a little bit. Like there might have been something you've been thinking about doing with her for a while. And now that we're inviting you into curiosity, it's coming up. So if we were to say like, okay, is that a 10? Let's move it back and let's say that it's a 2. What would the new 10 look like? And then you're going to start thinking about things that like you have never, ever thought about before. Crazy. Which would really get your head in the clouds. Right. And like something you've never thought about before. Because right now, like the 10 is still great. And what Seth just said is you're pulling the known past into the unknown future, like we talked about on last episode.
Yeah.
And then living into that not generative created future. You're living into a predetermined future.
Dang.
You want to play?
I don't know if we have time for that.
Well, let's
I'm interested in that, but not good.
That's awesome. So what we can do is we can finish the exercise like based on what we've been talking about, but I'm like super curious. Like, like if what you described as a 10, I get an hour a day with Meg, we've got some scripture, it's in nature, and we are having like a great free time. If that's a 10, like imagine that was a 2.
Yeah.
What would the new 10 be?
The new 10. Oh my gosh. Dang, man. Wow. I mean, if this is hard for me, I can't imagine how hard it's going to be for someone else. Okay. Dang. Sorry, I don't want to take up too much time here.
You're okay. You're doing great.
The new 10, wow, would be, okay. Coffee or tea together in the morning with a morning prayer, and then going on an amazing morning walk, listening to the birds over at Fairview Park, and then getting home in time to still be together, start breakfast, and then the kids start waking up. And then obviously those commitments are set with the kids. And then, I mean, even like, man, a pop-in home or a phone call throughout the day. Just like, hey, checking in, how are you? Talk for like 20 minutes. I mean, we never do that. And then just because we're just like so stoked. And then, I would say it's the same probably evening kind of thing. Like home, dinner's ready to be eaten by like 5:30. And we have great conversations around the table. And freedom is in the air. And maybe we'll go on an afternoon or after dinner walk with the family and then put the kids to bed. And then, Megan and I hang out outside, drink something or go, talk about something or maybe, something kind of fun. Maybe even play a game or something like that. Yeah, man, that's a new 10 right there. Holy crap.
Wow.
Jeez.
That's great.
I didn't know I had that in there.
So cool, man. So this isn't just 1 hour a day. There's like, there's an expansiveness to the day. So it's freedom in the day. It's freedom with her. Like, wow. Mm-hmm. So let's take a stab at this. Like, and I know we might be running up on time here, but like I'm curious, like, if we were to start thinking about strategies, like, man, like how could we create that?
Start small, right?
You could, or you could start big. Like you could start anywhere. My question is like, so we have a vision that's like your new 10. That's like, whoa, right? That would be nuts. Then there's a certain level of like where, like it's almost like that's the playground I want to play on. Is what I just described, what you just described, right? And it's like, what piece of equipment do you want to climb? Like what is your appetite to go create that? Right? Like that's what's thrilling to you. And so like so your strategy is probably going to align with your appetite to go create that thing. And it's thrilling and it's exciting. Yeah. But they're like I guess I'm asking myself, like, do we have a strategy that we can get there with? Mm-hmm. And oftentimes this is where we delineate between like fantasy and actually like vision that you don't think can happen, that you would love to see happen, but it sounds like impossible. There's like a difference between impossibility and fantasy. Impossible is just what you think.
Interesting.
Like fantasy is like I want to go to the moon next week.
Yeah.
Okay, so show me a strategy of how you're going to get to the moon next week. And if you can come up with one and be like, I'm going to make best friends with Elon Musk on Monday, and then I'm going to come up with $10 million, and then I'm going to, and if you can get there from here, great. Let's get there. Let's get you to the moon, right? But the strategy is kind of where we like flush out. Like, let's see if we can get you there. Like, what would be your strategy to get to that vision?
I mean, I'd say committing to get to bed on time. First of all, both of us, I think earlier, so we can get up earlier and spend time together.
What does earlier mean?
What do you mean?
What does getting to bed on time mean? Sorry.
On time in a way that where we both are up and have energy in the morning.
So what time?
Probably by like 9:30.
Okay, which one is it? Like if you took away the hyphen, 9 or 9:30?
9 o'clock.
Okay, we love the hyphens. The hyphens are so fun. All right. So would you say 9:30? 9. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
In a dream world, you guys are in bed by 9.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, awesome. So that's a strategy that then almost led to an insight or a possible commitment. So if I was I guess I am coaching you right now. I would invite you actually to write that down as like hey, in bed by 9, right? Like, and I'm not saying you have to do it at this point. We're not the committed stage yet, but we're sort of playing with strategy. And then out of that strategy, we start noticing insights. And if you've ever, lots of times this is where the conversation stops for people. It's like, what could I do? And all the insights and all the things come up, but they don't do anything with it. And their life never changes because they don't use this tool of integrity that we've talked about for the last couple episodes. So, okay. So that's one possible commitment.
Yeah.
Go to bed at 9.
Yep. Wake up at like 5 o'clock every morning.
Okay.
Get our coffee, get our tea, pray, go on a walk, home by 6:15.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it. So again, I invite you to write that down. Like, hey, like wake up at 5. We're out the door by 5:30, whatever it is. After you get your coffee, we're home by 6:15.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay. Awesome. What's next? What other how else would you do this? What other strategy do you see here?
What else? Oh, I guess, and then when I go to work and then when I come home. So if I was home, literally home by 5 p.m., which I'm never home by 5 p.m. That would be, I think that would work.
Massive. Yeah. So, and what's interesting about this is like you're starting to look at time differently, right? Like there's now possibility with time versus like, I can never get home by 6 or like all all the excuses that lots of times come up around, it's like, no, now I have something I want. There's a vision I want to create. I'm willing to relook at time in a different way.
So then how does like integrity play into these things now? Like what does it look like?
Yeah. So we'll move to that next step. So you've got 3 possible commitments. Go to bed at 9.
Yeah.
Wake up at 5, be home by 6:15. I guess that's the third one. And then 4th is be home by 5, right? So there's like all these different like time markers that you could actually play with to create this vision.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like, this is where it comes back to like making commitments just to keep them versus commitments to grow.
True.
So like, as you think about like out of those 4 commitments, like which one do you think is going to like help you get to this place of like multiple moments of freedom?
In bed by 9 p.m.
In bed by 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
awesome.
the hardest one.
Yeah. Love it. So if that thing happened, say for a month, like your guys' relationship would be completely different.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Because then for sure.
Okay. So one thing I'm really curious about is like, what does Meg think about going to bed by 9? Like, is she interested in this vision? Like, is she on board with it? Right.
I mean, okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I might invite you. I'm wondering, like, how could we know?
Yeah. Talk to her about it.
Yeah. Which could be another possible commitment, right? Like, I want to invite you into like a possible commitment around like, hey, I want to share my vision, like the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And like one of the key things I think that would really make a difference is this. Like, what do you think?
Share a vision with Meg. Okay.
And I feel like that was like kind of prescriptive in that moment, but
that's good.
But oftentimes people overlook that, is that they go try to launch into vision and they actually don't have agreements with the people that are part of the vision. Like,
oh yeah, happens to me all the time.
So,
that's good.
So I can see that being a powerful commitment for you. So,
that's good.
So this is the moment where we get to really anything you want to add, CJ? Or
yeah, no, that's really good. What's coming up for me is to pull back the curtain. Notice how when a commitment comes up or when there's like a vision around it, the one that we just said, like go to bed by 9 p.m. This is the data that we're trying to find. Like you're gonna, if you were to go and launch into vision, like Seth just said, you would find out like, oh, I actually probably need to have a conversation with Meg to see if it'll work out. And so like that's the data we would have collected. Another thing is like the walk, for example. So go on a walk by what, 5:30 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the data you might collect is like, then if we expand in the vision of just the walk, you could go into the vision of the walk being, creating X amount of energy and being very fulfilling, and we have great talks. Like you can go into vision of just that, and then you'll start to peel down even more commitments. Like, okay, maybe have a grounding for myself, or reading a script, reading scripture before we go on a walk, or while we're walking, talk about what we're grateful for, or something like that, right? So it's like you work down, like there's iterations. This is why integrity is a summitless peak, is because you have integrity, like the first iteration, the first level, and then you collect data, and then you see what gaps are revealed, and then you say, okay, well, that increased my quality of life by X amount, and it increased my power by X amount. So what's the next level of the video game look like? And you're constantly climbing up this mountain that doesn't have a top, to create a new relationship with integrity, and a new relationship to peace of mind, and a new relationship to power.
Yeah. You can literally have a vision for anything. You can have a vision for this call, for your ride home, for the vacation you're going to take, the meal you're going to have tonight. Like, it's pretty endless, like what you can create with the vision tool.
Wow.
So we got to this point where it's like, hey, we've got some possible commitments on the board, right? Like I could talk to Meg to get alignment, being in bed by 9.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and like I said, like we can just talk about these things and never do them, but then we wonder why our lives never change, right? So this is where we get to really leverage that tool of integrity to go create the vision of expansive freedom that you want with Meg. And what we didn't talk about is like when you want this full day 10 vision to be happening by, is like by the end of the month, by the end of this year. So we could be playing with sprints, right? Like how do we just design the morning to really pop into that freedom space that you want. How do we design the 20-minute call, like CJ was saying? Like, so, so I guess where I'd love to just kind of land this plane is around like, what will you use that integrity tool this week or this month to go create your vision? Like, what the commitments that you have on the board, or maybe there's someone you haven't said yet.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to put your word to?
Wow.
To go create.
Yeah, this is where I needed to go slow here. Let me take it slow.
Why is that?
Oh, because
what's coming up for you?
I don't want to fail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, and notice like there's probably some like I would rather look good than like push myself into growth.
Yeah. Dang, yeah.
That's so human.
100%.
Those are the survival needs coming up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. So
I just want to invite you into like just to reground into like why you make commitments. Okay, like why would you make this commitment?
To grow, to experience freedom in my marriage.
And why would that be important?
I have a way better marriage, way more exciting, way more stoked. Yeah.
Like even take that just one more layer, like of specificity, like more stoked, more excitement, like
more depth, more connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I make up you want to know Meg in a completely different way than you know her now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That
like there's more to discover in her.
Yeah, that's good language.
There's more for our marriage. Like we just scratched the surface. Like I want that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So good.
Okay, so like what commitments would you be willing to put yourself on the hook for to go create that?
I'm willing to commit to share the vision with Megan. Today, Thursday, June 30th.
Cool. Nice. Love that. Specificity.
Before I go to bed. And then, okay, so that I'm putting my word on that. And then do in bed by 9 p.m. So I guess it's kind of tricky because it's like, what if she's not on board? So then I would need to renegotiate that, or maybe there's a little bit of a shift.
Totally. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's like kind of two things. One is like, this is why sharing the vision is so powerful, is like ideally if we wave a wand, it's like you share the vision and then she's on board. And so there might be a commitment around like, how do I powerfully share this vision, right, with Meg to where we're on board? And so if it does not happen, because maybe it's quite literally impossible, I don't know, right? I don't know how your life is, but if it is, then there's a renegotiation conversation. But you can do one of three things. This is also stolen from a partner in our firm, is you can either run, renegotiate, or rise. So you can run, meaning like to hide and to not talk about it. You can renegotiate, which is you renegotiate, or you can rise to the occasion and figure out how I can make myself do this thing that I once thought was impossible. Dang. And by the way, doing what you once thought was impossible might be getting Meg on board.
Yeah. Okay. Whew. Dang. So I'm committing. So I mean, we're going to do it. We're going to go to bed at 9 p.m.
Love it.
I love it, dude. So, and because what we're gonna do is we're gonna finally get your commitment. I mean, we're gonna have you go speak it out loud. That's what I'm committed to, right? Yep. Like, and then a month from now, we're gonna check in and say, or maybe as a month or a week, whatever the cadence we want.
Yeah, a month.
Okay, yeah, and we'll check in and be like, hey, how's it going, right? Like, where are you at on your commitments that you said you would meet? So it sounds like the commitment is what?
So share the vision with Meg today.
Yeah.
And then commit to going to bed by 9 p.m. every night. Every night.
Nice.
By next Thursday.
Nice. I love that. So it sounds, and I think there might be even a third commitment in there. Like, it sounds like you chose Rise out of CJ's three.
I'm committing to Rise.
I'm committed to rising.
100%.
Okay.
It's worth it.
Okay. And we could get specific about what rise looks. I mean, if we have more time, we could be okay, what does rise look like? But for now, it's like, hey, I'm committed to rising.
Yeah.
I'm committed to getting to bed at 9 and sharing my vision with Meg.
Boom. So then, okay, so just to kind of wrap it all together here for this episode. So we just went through these layers of how we can apply integrity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now to my life.
Yep.
Is you have to have a vision. You have to have a picture, an image of what you want, of what you could create, what you could have.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at the strategy, right? Think about the different ways you could make that happen.
Yeah. And maybe co-creating that with Meg, like, how are we going to do this?
Yeah.
Do you want this? Like, this would be amazing, right? Like,
yeah. And I guess back to the other thing that we said too, is like having someone there to share that with or help flush some of that out.
Yep.
To advocate for you.
Yep.
And think about, what are you going to commit? Like, what could you commit to?
Mm-hmm.
Or what could you be interested in committing to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Give me a list of possible commitments, right?
Here's all the menu.
And then it's like, if you want that vision, what are you going to put your word to? What
are you going to put your word to?
Yeah. Or give your word to.
Or give your word to. And that's where it all falls back into all the previous episodes of integrity and being who you say you are, or what you say you do. Dang, that's really good. So that's how we can right now take the steps to apply that. And so to anyone who's listening, my question for you is, what's your vision? What's your vision for your marriage? What's your vision for your family and your relationship with your kids, or with your friends, or maybe for your personal life? What's your vision? What's your vision for your legacy? And start breaking it down, just like we just did, into a strategy and into commitments, and then into what are you going to give your word to? And then leverage the tool of integrity, put yourself on the hook. Did we talk about that? Put yourself on the hook with integrity. And we're going to get into next week, or excuse me, in about a month or so, I'm going to need some time to work this one out. Okay. So in about a month, we're going to come back and we're going to actually just kind of process through how it went with these commitments that I made. And you can listen in to the type of conversation that will create around these commitments and around integrity. And I love, again, what you say a lot, Seth, is we don't make commitments to keep them. We make commitments to grow, and to improve, or to get what we envision. Because otherwise, what's the point, right?
Yep.
So, is there any other just kind of tips or thoughts before we kind of close out this episode number 3?
I think what's going to be really powerful is like the last couple steps of this is when we come back in a month, we're going to get to see how the strategy worked. Did his strategy, were there holes or gaps in his strategy, right?
True.
And we get to review that and then course correct and figure out what the new gaps are so that we can then solve for that and make new commitments.
Exactly. Stoked.
Yeah. And last thing is, like, if with what Seth just said, when we're collecting data to see if it does or does not work, if it does not work, quote unquote work, right? Because what's that? But if it doesn't, then don't shame out about it not working. You'll notice it's just going to hold you back. You're just going to want to not to commit to something else, or you're going to want to feel good and look good and not out yourself, right? So just be fine. Be fine with the reality of the situation, and then approach it as reality, not like the stories that you make up internally about how it's going.
So good. Because the objective is to grow.
Right.
Yeah. And so much of the time, the growth happens in pursuit of the vision that you want.
Yeah.
And so much comes to life, and so much new fulfillment comes into life, just being on that journey, on that on that movement towards your vision. And so there's a lot to harvest along the way.
That's so good. Well, thank you guys for helping me out with that. That was really awesome. I'm excited to see how it goes.
Good job.
So thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much for listening in. Make sure to stay in check and stay in tune with episode 4 that's going to be coming out after this one, but not till about a month, and we will process through what it looks like when maybe we have a broken commitment and how to grow in that process. So thanks again for listening, and we will see you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of the Integrated Dad podcast series with Legacymakers and Novus Global executive coaches Seth Schmidt and CJ Martindale. If you are looking to take your vision of life or work and turn it into reality, we can't recommend getting coaching with Novus Global and these coaches enough. If that's something you might be interested in, you can email us at team@chooseourlegacy.com or click the link in this podcast. If this episode encouraged or inspired you to build a more powerful legacy for you and your family, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast to help us spread the word about the Legacymakers movement. Thanks again for listening.